So I just want to remind you that I do need help in the ministry financially. So those of you who do feel moved in your heart to give, take it to God and ask, because I do need financial support in this ministry. I need partners in this ministry. I'm giving of my time and my money, and I want partners in this ministry to pray for me and also to donate money to help support me in my work for the Lord. If you also want to donate for humanitarian aid, it's not humanitarian aid like what you see on TV or you hear our government in America is supposedly doing. This is humanitarian aid where it's going directly to individuals. I know those individuals, I've spoken with them, I've seen them, I see their needs, I know their needs specifically, and I use the money to directly address those needs. Okay? So please take this to the Lord, ask Him, and see what you can give to the ministry. The link is in the description below. Enjoy the video. You don't have to tell me your full name, but what is your first name?
Lilly.
Lily. All right, Lily. So you live in Kiev normally,
Yeah.
right? You and your husband?
And my child.
And how
3
old is
year,
your child?
3-year-old.
Okay, all right. And what do you do for work?
Yeah, I'm having my psychology speaking club. So by education, I'm English teacher and teacher for adults and children. So I was on my maternity leave, but having this hobby, psychology speaking club. So it's my biggest passion.
I see.
Yeah.
All right. And so where were you when the war broke out?
Yeah, we were in Kiev, sleeping at our home, in our bed.
You live in an apartment or a house?
Apartment.
Okay.
Yeah, in Holosevsky district. It's like not far from center of Kiev, but not the center. Like we have a beautiful park nearby, and yeah, it was like 4 a.m. and we heard this first explosion, and we were lying, sleeping, and we were like this, and we were like, no, it's not explosion. Yeah, it's an explosion, but probably it's a gas broken in one of the apartments, because some months before it was like this, and it was really loud, and the whole building was crashed because of this explosion of gas, you know?
Wow. Okay.
And we were thinking for several minutes like this. Not were like we were, you know, avoiding these thoughts. It's explosion of gas nearby, okay, we are safe, we are alive. So we lay down for several minutes, and then second explosion began, and it was really even louder. So our windows were like, how we say? Shaking. Yeah. And our walls were shaking. So I heard this panic in my body, you know, I start crying really like heavily. But what surprises me till now, I thank God that my son was still sleeping.
Yes.
It was that stage of sleep, maybe, really deep sleep, because he is very sensitive. And you know, our apartment was shaking, but he was sleeping.
Wow.
And that was like a magic, like a miracle. And yeah, so we understood the war has started. Till now I remember the first page of news in my phone. I remember the colors, that it was written on red color with white letters, and there was a photo of Putin. So we understand everything when we saw this photo. And we started packing our documents, everything. And my husband gave me this task to write on every bag of ours telephone number, first name, and the last name.
Very smart.
Yeah, for our child, if he will be like lost or something like that. So I had a task. I wasn't panicking. Well, I was I was saying some bad words, you know, because of stress, but still I was productive, you know. I was doing everything I could. And then our neighbors were asking like, what is going on. Our neighbors is very loud, so we said, okay, let's go with us. We are going to the west of Ukraine. And I called my mom and my dad.
And you have a car?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my husband has a car, and I called my parents. They are living separately, to come to us by any transport, bus or metro station, because we understood that Kiev will be all in traffic jams, will be stuck. And so they were sleeping. They didn't hear any bombing. And my dad was like, are you sleeping? Sure, honey, it's like 4 a.m. And I was so I felt so sad telling him that it's war started, and he was like, no way. And we waited for
So did he believe it or did he not?
Yeah, sure, they believed me, because for 2 months we were on eggshells, because all this news were we were worrying already. But we didn't have any worrying, how do we call this, very suitcase, because we couldn't believe, okay, it won't happen, so we don't need to do this.
Yeah.
But I remembered where my documents are. So we waited for my parents to come to our apartment for 2 hours. So we were all in the car, my child, my parents, and my husband. And good luck that we were going not the main road.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because.
So you left about 9 o'clock or something like that?
8, probably 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah, it's
That's
quick.
very quick.
Yeah. So we weren't stuck in traffic jams, and there were no battles around, because my cousin left several hours after.
Yeah.
And they were going on the main road. How do we call it?
The highway.
The highway. So they were stuck for 2 days with a little child.
2 days.
2 days, and
in the car.
In the car. Sure, they at night they were in hotel, but still they were hearing all this fighting, all this shooting, because of the main highway.
Sure.
And so it was really stressful, but still I'm happy that we are alive. My child is alive. And
so you came straight out here?
Yeah, one day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's
we were lucky.
Yeah.
But
I haven't heard of anyone yet.
Yeah.
In my interviews.
Yeah,
who did that.
That's true. So it's our luck, and I am very thankful to my husband, because.
Is your husband, did he serve in the military at all?
No.
Okay. Because usually it's military guys who are that disciplined.
He knows a lot of military guys.
Okay.
And
was his father military?
He was working with them, but he wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's got that kind of.
Sense of
about
thinking.
it.
Yeah.
Good,
So
good.
he was very cool mind, and going with these tasks, But the very stressful moment when the siren started.
Sure.
It was very loud, and I remember my husband was going to the car with our stuff, and I was at the apartment with my child, and my child started asking me, what is that? And I remember my hands shaking, and I didn't know what to say.
So
your
what
child
is it? Heard it first, and then you heard it?
No, we
heard
heard.
it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You couldn't heard it. And my husband just left this huge suitcase on the somewhere and come back home because of the siren. Because we didn't know what to do. It says go, hide, and where to hide. There is nowhere to hide.
Right.
And now we are hearing this siren, okay, once again, but our brain is okay, no.
But now you think it's getting safe?
No, sure. There is no safe place in Ukraine, but we get adopted, and it's a bad thing.
You get what?
Adopted, adaptation.
You
adapted. Yeah. We adapted.
Yeah. So, what are your next plans?
I don't know if we'll If it will get worse, I will take my child and go abroad, because men are not allowed to go abroad. And it's a big crisis for a family, so I'm still here with my child. If not, if the situation will be stable, we are planning to go back home to Kiev. And it will be Independence Day soon. So we are planning not to be exactly in Kiev at that particular day, but to be somewhere in the village. You know, maybe it will be safer.
But there are some villages they've bombed and
Yeah,
attacked.
I know. But I know. My child is like asking me every day when we are coming back home, and it's like it hurts so much, you know.
Do you own the apartment?
No, it's rented, but
So-
still we call it home.
Yeah.
We were living. It's like our. I called it nest, you know,
Yeah.
because we were mad. We built it, like
Oh, I
not
see.
built it, but we
Designed
had this
it,
designed
yeah,
it. Our
yeah.
child appeared
It's your
there.
first place you lived.
Yeah. It's my first place where I lived separately, so from my parents, and it's very, very sweet memories. It's our home. We have no apartment here. We are living with my old granny, so it's like second child. It's not so easy.
But she's
And,
family.
say again?
But she's family.
Well, she is, yeah. Like this, yeah. So I'm planning to enter the university for my second education. Still, I have some plans because I was in shock state of mind first 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
I was going to say 3 months is about how long it takes for the refugees in Uzhhorod to start thinking of doing something new with their life.
Yeah. It took me 3 months,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I started
So-
like feeling alive, feeling my body, smiling to at least to my husband and my child. You know,
Yeah.
I started feeling something because I was like frozen, and yeah. So it was my dream for several years to become psychologist, and I made this decision. I really feel proud of myself. So it will be my exams soon.
So you are in your master's degree right now, or doctorate?
No, master's.
Your master's.
Yeah, it's my second education for master's degree. And yeah, it feels good. Still, we have a lot of plans in Ukraine, you know, because it's education in Ukraine. It can be done online, but still I should bring my documents, you know, in physical place in Lviv. So I will go to Lviv for exam, then we are planning to go to Kiev, and then I will come back to Lviv with my documents to university. So
Is it
will-
necessary for you to go to Kiev?
No,
Right.
it's just in our dream, hopes, I don't know. Yeah, we are realizing that it's not so safe and it's dangerous. We are still hesitating. Because if we were if not our child, we will be in Kiev like even several months ago.
Yeah.
But because of the child, it's like bigger responsibility,
Yeah, sure.
and it takes a lot of thinking.
Yeah.
So we are.
So you didn't see any fighting yourself, but some of your friends did.
What do you mean fighting?
Like some of the fighting between Russians and Ukrainians.
Yeah, we didn't see anything. My cousin, they were seeing, watching, and hearing. And a lot of my friends did. And father of my best friend was in Poland.
Where?
Poland. They were taken by Russians in how to say. So he was taken by Russian
The
soldiers.
Russians took him.
Yeah.
Where?
In Enerhodar, it's Zaporizhzhia district.
Okay.
And it was very stressful for my best friend. They were like searching for him for
Did
several
they take him
days.
to Russia?
No, it was still there. So now there is a business, like they are taking new person each week there, Then they want money, you give money, you have
ransom.
back your relative. But they are beaten. He had this, how to say, trauma of his head.
Concussion.
Yeah, and yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, yeah. There are a lot of cases that I know. They are really close to mine.
Are they sure that they were Russians?
Say again?
Are they sure that it was Russians?
Sure, sure. They know it.
Yeah.
They give money to Russian soldiers to have her father back.
But how do they know they're Russians?
How do they know they are Russian?
Yeah, not just gangsters.
Well, I don't know.
Good question, right?
It's a question, yeah.
Or maybe they're renegade Russian soldiers, like Chechens or something, because some Chechens were fighting.
Yeah, but they are in Russian.
But they're in the Russian military.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
The
Anyway.
Chechens, right? And so the Russian military is responsible for their
Sure.
actions, no matter what they do.
Sure, yeah.
Which lands on Putin's shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a question Americans are asking, right? Is how do we know that all of this is Russians doing it and not Ukrainians? For example, to try to get the West to give weapons and money to try to make it look like the Russians are doing this or that, because we've already caught some Ukrainians faking news about chemical weapons being used over Mariupol.
There is a lot of propaganda.
They finally admitted it after a while, and they said why they were doing it, because they felt like they needed to say that to try to get weapons because they weren't getting enough weapons. So it's terrible.
Yeah.
So that I think is what triggered the West to start asking questions like this, right?
The main reason, is that we were sleeping in our bed.
Yeah.
We were not doing anything wrong. We were not expecting anything wrong because we were not doing anything wrong.
Sure.
It's like karma, and and this bombing started. So that's the main
Same with me.
answer.
I was woken up about 3:30 by 2 bombs that hit our airport and then machine gun fire.
Were you situated?
I don't want to say it on the video.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
tell you afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm ex-military, so for me it wasn't an issue. I actually stayed. I didn't pack up and leave.
Oh, really? Oh.
Well, I thank you for the interview. I appreciate it. These are things that Americans need to hear. They need to know, from real people what they really experienced.
Yeah. You can ask my husband any political issues. He is better at that.
Oh, right.
He's reading much more news than I am.
The channel is Teaching the Bible, and so I started putting interviews up when I went down to the refugees, and just decided this was what I wanted to do, was just open the camera and just ask them and prompt them to talk, right? To see what they experienced. And not necessarily political things. Some people wanted to talk about politics, that's fine. But it's not necessarily about that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for this experience.